Okay, it's Sunday the 23rd of October. We're on the Ftse 100, so let's have a look at the price action for the trading week ahead. As always, what I'm doing is I am looking at the price action that I set up recently, going over what that suggests moving forward, and also taking you through the key support and resistance areas. Trading is a probabilities business, but when you're doing analysis like this, it can be very helpful. And I also like to think that I am accurate at this most of the time. So most of the time I can see the general moves that the market is going to make. And what you have to realize is, especially if you're a beginner and you're looking at charts, if you've got a trading plan and you're trading, you're still going to make mistakes. It is a probabilities-based business. You're not going to be right every time. And it's also important to realize it's going to take you time. I've always said to become a successful trader, you're looking at minimum 1 year, and more often than not 2 years. This industry has a very, very high failure rate. But what I will say is, I've always said 1 to 2 years minimum. Now that I have been doing this side of things for over a year, what am I starting to see? I'm starting to see decisive traders with consistency. They're coming to me, they're telling me I'm consistent, I'm consistently making money each month. And the reason they're doing it is because they have chipped away at their craft. It's exactly what I say. I always say, you have to be determined, you have to focus on what you're doing, and you have to expect mistakes. You're all going to make mistakes as beginner traders. You're all going to, me, when I was first learning, I made every single mistake in the book. I tried to follow what people were telling me online in books, blah, blah, blah. I made mistakes trying to execute that, and then I also followed very bad advice. I emotionally traded. It's just the steps that you have to go through. But there is always a core of people who are willing to power through that. They're willing to keep working. They're willing to keep correcting what they're doing, picking out the mistakes and fixing them. And some of them are already coming through now. They're telling me they're consistent. Some will take a little bit longer. It just depends on the person. As long as you're doing or taking the correct steps, you're looking to improve, you're looking to, first of all, identify your mistakes and then correct them, then you are going to improve. It doesn't matter what pace you're going at. Some people learn at different paces. It's just the way it is. Some people learn trading quickly, but then people who are not learning trading quickly will learn something else very quickly. It just depends. But you will always improve if you are working your hardest at improvement each and every day. What I have been quite lucky with decisive trading is I seem to attract a lot of that type of people. So a heck of a lot of decisive traders I can see making improvements. I get good feedback from them on what they're doing, on how they are improving, and now I'm starting to see consistency. There's always the basket of people who they just want to make quick money. They just want to know how much money they can make as soon as they take the course. They're not gonna make it as traders. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just being honest. You also get the people who come in, take the course, and then within a couple of weeks, few weeks, no, this doesn't work. I don't like this. I don't want this, and that's why I offer the refund. I always give the refund to these people because I don't have time to be working with people like that. If you're coming into something where it's a huge failure rate, you're going to have to focus yourself, you're going to have to work hard at it, and within 2-3 weeks, you've made your decision, and it doesn't work. No, I'm not going to do this. Those people are not going to make it as traders. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it to be nasty, but that's why I just, move them on. Just here you go. Here's a refund, on your way. Because I want to work with people who are determined to succeed. And I'm very lucky that I have a good group of people. It always seems to be, I have no idea why, but they're the ones that come to decisive trading. They're very eager to learn. They're very eager to improve. And now I'm starting to see it coming through. So if you are at the very start of your trading journey, just know that you're going to make mistakes. Know that everything is not going to go your way. But as long as you just keep chipping away at your craft, you're going to improve. And if you're determined to become a trader, you can become a trader. Okay, so I guess that's enough of a rant. Let's have a look at the price action. Not really too much has changed from last week. This is another thing that you need to be aware of. I do these reviews every week, for the trading week ahead. Sometimes the market doesn't make that much of a move. What does that mean? It means there's not a lot new to go over. I'm still looking at the same things. A lot of people come to these videos and they think, it's a new week, I need new targets, I need new zones. It's not how trading works. This is vast amounts of money being traded on international markets. Some weeks you just don't get very large moves. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the key zones, which have been the key zones for the last week to 2 weeks. So we expected the pullback into key support right here. We got it. And then we were looking at a number of levels. We've still got the key support, but we also have resistance above. We've just broken above the level of resistance that we identified last Sunday, right here. So you can see the doji candle is closed above. So for me, what does this suggest? It suggests price action is going to pop up into at least the next area of resistance. This area of resistance right here, sort of 7080 levels. The market needs to trade through here before we can once again be looking for this market to at least come up into the highs and likely attempt to make a new high. If we start coming down below these levels, not popping down like this and rejecting, not popping down like this and rejecting, closing down below, then it's likely the market is coming back down into key support. If the market starts trading through key support, not tails, but strong closes through, it's likely the market's coming down again into the 6900 levels. So that is what I'm looking at going into next week. The key levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I guess you could almost call this level right here the pivot level. So when the market's above it, it's more positive. When it's below it, it's more negative. This is the pivot area of this congestion of price action. It's where the market is stalling. So you can see we've pushed above, we're coming down, testing this level, we're falling below, coming up, testing the level. So that tells you that this is the main area where the bulls and the bears are battling it out. So for me, those are the main things to watch next week. Really, this area is where you're going to get your clues. If we're above it, looking for the market to push up into this level before we see resistance. If we get above here, straight up into the previous highs, which are the all-time highs for resistance once again. If we start trading below it, we're coming back down into key support. At these levels, breaking below, and the market has got some way to fall, down to the 6900 levels at a minimum, before we start getting into further key support levels. You can see 6900, strong support level. Okay, so that is everything going into next week, guys. I am actually on holiday. I'm heading over to Australia. I'm heading to a film festival over there. Basically, one of my short stories has been made into a short film. It's being shown over there, so I'm just going to head over and check it out, basically, and take a holiday at the same time. So I get back on the 5th of November. I'm really not sure what I'll be able to update whilst I'm over there. I'll still be, looking after subscribers, but it's just going to be in the morning, or in the morning UK time, evening Australia time. I'm not sure if I'll be able to post the review videos during the week and the analysis videos at the weekend, but I'll see how I get on. Anyway, I hope you all have a great trading week ahead. I'll see you when I get back from holiday. I'm James Orr, and thank you.